Welcome back to the Evil Dead podcast, Season 2 of Ash vs. Evil Dead. This episode was home, and there was nothing of note.
No.
Good night, everyone.
Overall, this is the end of the show.
So, what was your feelings on this episode, Phelan?
Not much.
Not much?
Interesting, I guess. There's a lot of action in this one.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. I knew about some of the stuff that was going to happen. I don't know how much you knew about what direction they were going to start taking things in.
I think you told me he was going to have to team up with Ruby and stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised by that. It seemed like very quick turnaround for her. But...
It was kind of a personality turnaround with her. Like, she went a lot softer, and it feels like even if she had to team up with him, like, don't have quite that drastic change in personality.
Yeah.
It felt like, very much like we weren't planning this, but we like having Lucy Lawless around, so let's do that.
Yeah, just have her change.
I couldn't tell if her hair was just pink because of the blood in it, or if she's just going with pink hair.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell on that either.
Yeah. It'd be kind of funny if they went with the pink hair. I'm just imagining, like, when did Ruby do this?
Yeah.
When did she get her hair done? When
running away from Deadites, and then she's like, wait, I should get my hair colored.
Wait, I need to change my hairstyle. Hang on, little Deadite children.
Yeah. Deadite children.
All of the interactions with Ash and the Deadite kids are always really funny. They're like, they're adults now, I guess, but... Or at least they're not like small children like they were before, but it's still funny. Hey, little naked kids.
Yeah.
They had a lot of really good Deadite visual stuff going on, like with the demons trying to fuck with their heads. They had a lot of really good gags in this.
Yeah, that was neat.
Like they had the Peter Pan shadow moment.
Yeah.
Where he's interacting with his shadow and it goes after him.
Yeah, hits him over the head once he turns around.
Yeah, that was really funny. Mm-hmm. And Kelly and her copy in the water. And also when she shoots the walls and they start bleeding on her, that was really cool.
Yeah, very much doing that mirror spot where he's choking him and then it cuts back and she's choking herself.
There were quite a few references in this one. Like they had the Jake in the cellar thing where she's trying to get the guy from behind the bar and then the arms rip off.
Yeah.
Some of it I felt like it was a little too much. Like they didn't need to consistently bring back stuff from like the movies.
They need to bring back more.
I mean, but overall it was fine.
Yeah.
I really liked, and I knew this was the direction they were going in, but I'm really excited to see what they're going to go with it. That he goes back to his hometown, and they talk about what happened after.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Or they all call him Ashy Slashy. They got there's this lore about him and all these people that he used to know when he was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it. Gave him a little more characterization than just the usual jokey guy.
Yeah, I like that there's a little more depth. You know, because they started in a little bit of it in the previous season. Yeah, it feels like now, especially, they're going to start building him up a little more.
Yeah.
Giving us more backstory.
It felt like this episode was doing more with that. Because it didn't take as much to make him go into serious mode as it did, in the first season beginning. Because he's really fighting against it. This one is much easier transition for him.
Yeah, it was a nice balance. It felt more grounded a little bit, so that way when the over-the-top stuff happens, that's when it goes crazy.
Right.
We are also introduced to his dad, played by Lee Majors. $6 Million Man, and they managed to throw in a reference to that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that character yet. I like that we're going to meet his dad, but I don't want, another Ash. Because Ash is funny, but we don't need that many, sleazy characters. Oh, my name's Brock, you can call me Cock. It's not even clever.
Call me Cock.
You heard that, right?
Yes. Forgot about it, but yeah.
Because at least Ash is, he's got other stuff to back it up to be okay, he's an asshole, but you can laugh at him and all this stuff, and it's oh, his dad's the same, but less likable.
Yeah.
Oh, you can call me Cock.
Call me Cock.
I did like their interactions with him when he's trying to ask Kelly out, and then she's like, "That's a hard pass."
Yeah. Get out.
I liked her deliveries a lot. Her line deliveries in this were really good. Like when they're waiting in the car.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, that was the funniest line from her.
Yeah.
Look at this creepy fucker.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I feel like most shows, when they're starting their first seasons, it's always kind of rocky because they're trying to figure out what they're doing. And that's no matter what show it is. So it's not until season 2 you can really see like where the show is going. Mm-hmm. And it feels like it's like that with this because we have established characters now, so now it's just building on them. So we get to see things with Kelly and Pablo that aren't just, introducing them and sort of building more.
And you also, like, speaking of, Ash being more of a character, like, when Pablo mentions that he's been having these visions with the Necronomicon and stuff, Ash just shows concern. He doesn't get jokey about it at all, which is kind of nice.
That was nice. They didn't dwell on it, but they took a moment.
But it's just a moment.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, so it felt like it was a better balance than, like, trying to get, like,
a joke out of it.
Yeah, trying to get a joke out of it, or going the opposite spectrum into, like, a really emotional Ash.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like they were finding a better way to do this.
But you saw that he cared, that was happening.
That was nice. And, it's giving a little bit more for Pablo to do that's a little different. Mm-hmm. And it felt like they were also setting up with Kelly, like, with the double of her saying, you should be a leader.
Yeah.
More than just they're the sidekicks that are gonna, like, chop people up with chainsaws too, so they have a little bit more established roles. I liked the stuff in Jacksonville with Ash in his shorts there. They had a good shot of him, like, rolling and you just see, like, legs. Him being a jackass.
Mm-hmm.
And they added some of the sleazy stuff, but they made it funnier rather than just creepy.
Ash was handing out condoms to everyone, saying, check out season 2.
I'll get to that in a second. But the stuff in season 1, when they would have him hitting on ladies, sometimes it would just go into sleazy, creepy territory, but it felt like they added a little more jokes to this to not so much, because the girls were hitting on him, the mom and the daughter.
Yeah, I liked that line. It's like, I'm not drunk enough to know if this is creepy good or creepy bad.
Yeah. So that was good. But, so I'm just going to take a second here to talk about the creepy advertising for Ash vs. Evil Dead. And I don't think we ever covered this on the podcast. Did I?
Oh, no. You might have complained about it.
I might have. If I did, I'm sorry to repeat it, but there is at least more to it now. But, I really love the show. I do. That's why we do the podcast, and we always praise it. But it's one of those cases where, like, the advertising is so disconnected. Like, it makes me like the show a little less because of how creepy the advertising is. Because I get they're trying to emulate what Ash is like on the show, but it's sort of a difference between a fictional character being like that and the advertising team seeming like the creepy guy at the bar that doesn't get a hint, take the hint, because they don't know how to advertise this show. Like, they try to be really sexual with it, and it's just overly so. And there are sexual elements in the show, and there were sexual elements to the movies, but it's kind of not the majority of what it is, and that's sort of what the advertising is. And one of the things they were doing, I just saw a picture of this. I don't know what it came with, but it was a condom with an ad for the show, screwing everyone but America. And they're going with this, like, presidential theme because of the elections. And it's just creepy and sexist and weird. And they had, like, their Tumblr is the worst. They have an Ash vs. Evil Dead Tumblr.
Some of those are just lame.
Some of those are lame. Well, the lame ones are at least funny, but it's bad either way. Because they had, I don't know, maybe a day, maybe a week, I don't remember how long this was, where they were giving, like, dating advice to people, where they could send them questions and then they would give them advice on, like, how to get chicks or whatever. The funniest ones are when they try to do memes, but they don't understand it. Like, they're like, here's a gif of him chainsawing a deadite, but we've put a Christmas tree emoji over it. What? Or they did one where it was deadites, but they changed them into a bunch of cat emojis, which made even less sense. They had one for the summer where they photoshopped the back of Ash's head, where he's watching girls playing volleyball.
Oh yeah, where he has to be halfway through the sand to be at that angle.
It's not even photoshopped well. It's bad. It's like, oh, I guess it's the summer. Ash is
that was
like
one of my favorites.
Watching
I'm stuck in the sand watching them play basketball.
It's bad. So, I mean, even if people don't agree that, like, it's sexual and weird, it's just, they just don't know what they're doing. Whoever's in charge of that is so disconnected to how to advertise this. Anyway, that was my rant on it. They need to cut it out.
Well, that's the end of this.
That's the end of this. Yeah, so, I guess what they're going to be doing now is trying to just stop them because the Deadites, because they've turned on Ruby and she's hidden the Necronomicon somewhere.
Yeah, they gotta go find it so it can fly on Pablo's face and then oops, dead.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing with the visions with him, I think, is a good direction to take.
Yeah, it's nice that they're keeping some element of what happened to him at the end of last season.
Yeah, they're like branching off of that, not just starting new for the new season.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to when Ted Raimi is going to be on the show.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a regular fixture, since it seems like they're going to kind of stay in town. As Joxer, yeah. That's another thing about the season that's going to be nice, is that I think they're going to be just established in his hometown instead of on the road, so it'll be like an established place for them to build around.
Interesting.
Yeah, and especially because it's people that he used to know and where he grew up, there'll be some things that we get to learn about him, I think.
He's going to chainsaw that sheriff.
I want to know, we know things are going to happen with that.
Yeah.
But I want to know, okay, so apparently they know he chopped up his friends with a chainsaw. And apparently he went with the demon thing. What happened after that? I mean, okay, people in town know this, but, like, were there any legal repercussions? Was he in asylum for a while? Like, his sister was included there, so what... Is that why him and his father don't get along? Because he chainsawed his sister? I guess that would put a rift between people.
That's a good enough reason why he doesn't want to see him.
Yeah. Though, I mean, they got along pretty well for people who are apparently dead to each other. But
yeah, really.
And what is up with how his father was upkeeping the house? It was, like, covered in dust and shit, and he was, like, watching a horror movie.
Yeah. Don't know.
I was like, is the place supposed to be abandoned? Like, but then why is the TV on?
Yeah, when you see he's still living there, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then he just shoots a hole in the wall, shooting at Ash, thinking he's a burglar, and then it's just like, oh, well. There's plenty of bullet holes in the wall already, anyway.
I guess he takes after his dad.
Yeah.
I want to know how he grew up. He was such a wiener in the first movie. Was his dad always like that? So, this was a solid episode. I believe, like, it's up early right now, so I don't know how long it's going to be till the second episode, but probably not too long. But yeah, if you guys are wondering how the second season is, I think it's going to be better than the first one.
Yeah.
So check it out, guys.